So there may come a time where you want to create well, it's a kind of a dashboard here, but showing the performance over time on a particular scale or 3 different scales, but you just want to be able to depict that visually, because obviously that's going to be key. So what we're going to see is how you can create something like this much easier than you think it might be, and actually it's also very easy to adjust. So let's lose these and then see how I've created those in the first place. The first thing I'm going to do is insert a shape, and it's going to be this oval. Now I want it to be a circle, so if I hold down Shift and then draw my circle and let go, it's kept it in proportion, so you can see here it's a 7.8 centimetre circle. Why don't I just lock that aspect ratio so these will stay in proportion, and then we have the 8 centimetre square. Sorry, we have the 8 centimetre circle. What I'm going to do is, whilst I'm in this, I'm going to make it no fill, so that I'm just going to be left with the outline. The solid line I'll leave as solid, but I'm going to make it white, and I'm just, for the sake of legibility really, going to increase the size of that so that the width of the line is 10 points. So there I have the circle, which is basically the backdrop. The next thing I'm going to do is insert another shape, and this time it is the arc shape. I'm going to hold down Shift again and draw it again, let go of that. Within that format shape, I could have a solid fill, so if I just change that to blue, then you would be able to actually sort of have the whole segment, if that's what we wanted to do. I actually don't want that for this instance, so now I'm going to concentrate on the line. I do want it to be a solid line. I'll make it a darker blue just for contrast, and I want to make it exactly the same size in terms of its width as the circle was, so that's 10 points. Now I bring this over, let me just increase this slightly, do my shape format on this. I'm going to lock the aspect ratio and make this 8 centimeters as it was before. And so now I can just drop this perfectly into place. The dotted red lines show me that I've got those perfectly into place, and there we have that. So that's the blue line, and the blue arc is going to show me the percentage. And what I can do is if I click on that, you'll see these orange dots, and so just for the sake of this, I'm going to make this look like 25%. Final thing to insert is a text box. So I'll do that here. I'm going to put that into the middle, and what I want to do here is suggest that that is 25%. I take that text box, I'm going to center up the text, I'm going to increase it in size to make that easier to read. In terms of the colour, I'm actually going to use, that is the colour I've used, but just to remind you, there is this eyedropper function, so I highlight the colour that I want it to be, and just a very small design point, the percentage symbol isn't as integral as the 25 figure, so I'm going to decrease the size of that so that that's less dominant. Now I'm going to, just to make sure this is all lined up, highlight the whole box, highlight the box over the whole circle, arc and text box, and I'm going to align them. And you do have, if you go into shape format, you would have all these align. I tend to use Alt 1, and then that brings them up, and I'm just going to align center. And now I have them as I want them. I'm going to do Control G to group them. So now I have this one group, that's how I want it to look, and what I'm going to do is Control D to duplicate. And the neat thing here, and you've probably seen this on another video, is if I move that into the place I want, so that's the kind of distance I want, the next time I do Control D, it keeps that spacing perfectly. So now I know they are correctly separated. Now, so here's the neat thing. Let's now say that the second one, as per my example, is 50%. Then I just click back on this, click on the arc to get this orange circle, and I just move that round to what is 50%. Let's just say, again, I want this one now to be 75%. I'm going to click on the arc, grab that orange dot, move that all the way around to show 3/4, and there we have that. So I can move that arc to whatever percentage I want it to be. So very simple, very straightforward. Now, what we can do is actually, if I click on this next slide, what we have here is an already prepared one, the one I prepared earlier, except I didn't prepare it, the good folk at iSlide did. So this is a free PowerPoint add-in. I've not talked about it before, but worth checking out. What they've done here, you can see, is they've made that arc outline much thicker than the actual circle. So it's a slightly different visual effect. Go with that if you want. Now, the neat thing about this is it's a little bit more accurate. So because it's a smart diagram, I click on the edit box there, and this one actually now allows me to change it. If I just move this edit box over to the side a bit, and you can see what's nice here is I think it's more accurate, but also so much more flexibility. So that could be worth checking out if this is going to be something you want to use time and again, but as a short, easy to use version, then this is a very simple way for you to create those. Okay, let's go away and see what you can make of that.